One of my goals with Boatworks today is to use it as a means for sharing information and my experience with viewers to hopefully help them out with their own boating projects. Now, as part of this, occasionally I like to mention new products that I come across and offer them up to you as, well, maybe it's just a better product than what's currently out there for that particular task, or it's just simply another option or an alternative to what's commonly or typically used. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing today. Now, a couple of months ago, I was contacted by a company called Soft Sand Rubber. They are a US-based company. I believe they're located down in Ohio. But they're a company that manufactures non-skid particles, very similar to what Awlgrip makes and calls, the grip techs. But the thing that I found interesting is that their non-skid particles are made from rubber as opposed to, like some sort of a polymer or a silica. Well, let's take a little closer look at this soft sand. Right here is a gallon of their medium grit in their white, although it's not white. As you can see, it's kind of more tan. Now, the soft sand, they do offer this in a number of different colors. If you're curious as to what they have, I would suggest you go to their website and just kind of check it out there. I do believe that they also offer a custom coloring grit. So basically, I'm not sure what's involved with that process, but again, if you have a question, feel free to contact them. Now, what I primarily wanted to do here real quick is just kind of do a comparison between the soft sand and what I've always used in the past, which is the grip techs. Now, this grip techs, what I have here is their coarse grit. And this being the soft sand being in their medium grit, just kind of looking at them side by side, even though this is supposed to be more coarse, it is much, much more fine than the soft sand. And also, something I'm just kind of noticing right here, the soft sand, it doesn't stick to your fingers at all, really. It just it's easy to clean off your hands. Whereas the grip techs, it's so fine, it's almost kind of like a powdered sugar. But in any event, it sticks to you. I mean, you can. It's not as easy to clean off. Doesn't really mean anything here nor there. I'm just saying it's maybe it's not quite as clean to work with. But as far as the grits, this was the coarse, this is their medium. They also offer this in I believe it's a fine, a super fine, and then a coarse, which is really coarse. Now, I'm not going to go into detail on the application process, for this, because I've already done a video on that, except I was using the grip techs and not the soft sand. But the process is exactly the same. It's just a different material, a different product. So if you're looking for that information, I'll provide a link right here, as well as a link down in the description below where you can go ahead and watch that video. Instead, what I'm going to do, I'm going to fast forward on this, and then when we come back, then you'll be able to see how the coating actually looks once it's down and sealed. Well, I've gotten all the non-skid down, and I like it. I gotta say, I like it. Some of the things that really kind of stood out to me are, one, it's a cleaner material to work with, I guess, if that makes sense. The silica or the grip techs, it's such a fine additive or compound that you add in. It kind of sticks to everything, and when you come in the following morning and kind of clean it up, a lot of times that makes a big mess, and it's hard to clean up. I mean, you got to go over the surface 2, 3, 4 or more times to get all that excess non-skid up. This cleaned up very easy. I think one pass over the top with a vacuum, and it was good to go. Another thing that kind of stood out to me is to seal this stuff in, you know, because after you apply the Nonskid, you've got to go over top of it with another coat of paint to kind of seal everything and lock it all together. The seal coat for this stuff, it needed less material. It used less paint, which is good because paint is very expensive. Compared to like the Grip Tex, I would say I probably used about half of what I would have used, half of the paint of what I would have normally used had I used the Grip Tex. The Grip Tex, it works well, but it soaks up the paint almost like a sponge. This did soak it up, but not as much. So, you know, that's another kind of a bonus. But overall, I think it looks great. It's got a nice pattern. The Nonskid section on here, when you transition into the smooth areas, it's got a nice raised reveal. It looks nice. I'm very happy with it. So thank you very much to Soft Sand for, I guess, contacting me. They unfortunately didn't comp me with this stuff. I still had to buy it, but it's a product that I probably wouldn't have come across, you know, had they not reached out to me. So thank you very much. And I think that's about it. I'm going to wrap this up. So we will see you again very soon. And as always, thank you for watching. My oldest daughter just turned 5 a week or two ago. And she's always messing with my sleeves because I've always got them pulled up. And she said to me the other morning, she's like, "Your wrists must get really cold." And one of the things that she got for her birthday was this little crank weaving yarn thing. So, little sweetheart took it upon herself to make me something to help keep my wrists warm. And this is what I've got. I thought it was pretty cool for a 5-year-old. Not so sure if the colors are me, but it's the thought that counts, right? So that's pretty cool. I told her that I would wear them for for one of my videos, and they will definitely keep my wrists warm. Thank you, sweetheart.
This has been a Boatworks Today production.